alofa Samoa le tunu pele le nganga I lau whaasausonga ma lau tāpua inga I le nei fo I tula. I ole whaawawina le nei o le tātou polokalame Ole Malaga. E walawa lau whaafonga tāpua I ma le silfia. I nisi o vaenga e manatu. I le tātou wala ata nei o le NUS TV. E so soani fo I le tātou whainga malanga I le nei vaenga o le tausanga. O le tuai o tātou tangata Samoa, le tātou atunuu o na lau whanua, ele lanu lau ava, o ainga, ia me se fo inu ma la alfanga, ka le sia ma aulotu ka me se Samoa. Ai whaile fo launga I atunuu e peo New Zealand ma Australia, I tausanga I tele o mawai. Ua mafu ai o na mawai le fsosoani tele mo tātou tangata I so se vaenga, I le hangalelei ma le alo lofa mai au ai tau malele ai, I atunuu e peo New Zealand ma Australia. Vai tau le tasiva fitsfulu, na whaatupula I ai le to tele o tātou tangata e malanga atu I Australia ma New Zealand. Sa ili ngā manuia, o se tamau ainga le lei mo tātou tangata, o ngā luenga maua, le ngate leo whanau ia o onga. A lisi foi vaenga, o le tali atu ia New Zealand le nā vai tau le tasiva whaasfulu, lima sfulu, on sfulu, fitsfulu, ina ua whaititia tangata e ngā lulue, ngā luenga ese, o whalenga o si mea, o whale whasimanu, po freezing work, le ngate foi lea, o whainga whaiva, I matulanga ese, o ngā luenga I waumatua, ma le laupapa, o timber mills, na maua ai ngā luenga o tātou ngata, e sa whainga o fia foi, I whe malanga inga a wasa le tele, I pepa mana o mia mō le tuua o tātou tunu. Le vai tau le nei sa mua malau mai mo mai. Ua o le vai tau po au ngā tupulanga o le tolu ma le wha, third and fourth generations of Samoans who live abroad. O ma whaina lātou toe, anga le leima toe foi mai, e soswani le tātou tunu I vaenga ese pisi nisi o aonga, tulenga tau IT, vaenga ese o le media, e mwhaiai o na whaongalo lātou to mai ma lenga waa, I o tātou tangata. Ia, me se foi le tamau ainga o le tātou tunu. O le nei la vaenga, ia, o mwhai lava o na avinatu le tātou talanoanga, Ole Malaga, ia ono lango mai a tātou company, ia e pei o le Taufusi Plaza, o lo ieitu tonu le lato o aunanga, o le supermarketi, ia o le olosi I atoa, ia le ngata foi lea, o le lato whale telemalo, po le hotel, o le whale inga, ia me se foi le whale ofu, I le Taufusi Plaza I Taufusi, ia o le compania e veni, ia o Oftino, o Lii, ia me se foi la e o tamai tai matina, ia me se foi le tātou compania America Samoa, ia o le Ford Samoa Motors, o mwhai o na maua ai tā wale ese ili tūlanga tau le Ford, ia mō oe malo ainga, ia pe a maua le awa noe whaatino ai. Welcome to another episode of Ole Malaga. Our guest tonight is Jesse Mati, a 31-year-old young man of Samoan heritage, hailing from the villages of Tapao, Faleula, Satitoti, Avea, and Sale Aumua. Jesse was born in Australia and raised in Samoa. He maintained a strong culture and family ties with Samoa while living in Australia and has passionately traveled the world. Jesse and his wife, Cleo, are founders of Falekoko, a company that focuses on innovating Koko Samoa, turning Koko Samoa into instant powder form. Jesse is an entrepreneur with professional experience in tech sales, real estate, and educational sales. There are other projects in the pipeline with the hope of creating local employment and contributing to Samoa's economy. We will discuss this further in our program. Fatalo fatu, Jesse, ya malo soifua.
Malo soifua, malo soifua.
Talia mai o le bala watu, ya tala noa winga I lau fionga. Ya sao no ia whawhiloa I tātou atunu.
Ya, whawtai tere lava whata mo le avanoa. Share tuai a story maru malepa ia tatu atunu. Ia as you mentioned, ngo Jesse James Jonathan Mati, o au sau whanau I Australia. Whama singa o tausana, au mai au mātua o te olai nei I Samoa. I lived with my grandparents. Tina amla tamama tua I nuula leo tapatapao. O la inga lo tina o mai I Sale Aumua, ti Avea, au a inga lo tamama tua mai Faleula ma Satito. Ia, whawtai tele lava mo le avanoa o invite mai au e share up story I nei asa.
Malo. Born in Sydney, Australia, but raised in Samoa. Explain that journey. It's a remarkable journey.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey. I lived almost, I felt like 2 different lives a lot of the time. So I bounced between Samoa, New Zealand, and Australia throughout my life. I've been to schools in all 3 countries. I've been to a total of 10 schools. Samoa, I went to Malisi, St. Teresa, or St. Joseph's College. Yeah, Australia. Wife or Cleo.
Okay, so you were brought back to Samoa at the age of 4 months.
Yeah.
Say, it's what you were brought back here as a baby, and you grew up here.
Yeah.
Say, explain that part of your journey.
So
This is with your grandparents, huh?
with my grandparents, yeah. So my mom, when she met my father in Australia, there were, her parents were getting a little bit old, and as the Samoan way, you always sort of nominate a child to come back and look after the grandparents, and that was the main purpose of my coming back to Samoa, to not only grow up with more Samoan values, but also help look after my grandparents as they were getting in their older age later in life.
You grew up in a farmland,
Yeah.
a farming land,
Yes.
and also a village. It's one of the very well-known farming land in Upolu, in this island of Upolu. Yeah. Your roots in Taputapao.
Yeah, roots are in
Could you elaborate more?
Yes, definitely. So I definitely grew up on a plantation. There's a saying in Taputapao, we call ourselves o Tametio Levau. Tametio Levau, we grew up with
Kids from the bush, eh?
kids from the bush, yes. We grew up farming taro, kalu. We farmed bananas, bok choy, cabbage. So I grew up all around farmland, and that was a big part of my life. For I would say the first half of my life was in the bush and in the farms, and I hold that dearly close to my heart. No matter where I go in the world, I've always feel this attachment and this calling to always come back to the mountains, to the plantation. So I will never forget it, and I extremely value that part of my life. Yeah.
You're also very connected with your extended families. Lefolinga mai tele wainga it's talafole siliatu na tele ya au tangata iloa au le lao. O le la fangai fale ula sa ti toya le pato ti ver sa le au mua. Se fesinga talafole tu langa yo ainga na te wa e ola nei e malanga i Australia e toi foi mai e toi luatu e toi sau le te lo uma ainga nei na ola nei Samoa.
Yeah. O la inga o tinai e tele. O Lau te mama tuolanga i ngō o leota tau whaua mo se fruin.
Leota?
Leota tau whaua mo se fruin.
Mai le lalwhanga leo?
O whale ula ma satitoa.
Whale ula ma satitoa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ala o tina matua o moe au ina fruin.
Moe au ina fruin?
Yeah. Tua walula whanau sa iei. So tua walula i o auntie, tua tasila o uncle. I grew up with a lot of cousins. I think there's a total of 22 cousins that I grew up with, and majority of them are still in Samoa. So every time I come back, the whole family, they're now spread out everywhere in Samoa. So I'll try and make time to visit everybody when I'm here. But it's a big family. It's a big family. So
let's fast forward to talk business. Yourself and your good lady, your wife, founders of Falekoko.
Yeah.
Falekoko. So let's explore that. What's Falekoko?
So Falekoko is it's a funny story actually. The main reason we got into it is because I've had an entrepreneur sort of mindset. I've always had a plan to start a business at some stage in my life. But one thing I never was certain on is what businesses start. And then one day, I brought my wife over a few years back, and she loved Samoa. She fell in love with it, which really helped establish the next chapter of our lives together. So we were living in Brisbane at the time, and we had a discussion. We're like, we really need, we should start something. And I had a flashback in a moment. I thought back to growing up in Tapatapao, helping my grandmother harvest the cocoa, kaume de cocoa, ka'i de cocoa,
Fa'ala, roast, kui de coco.
But I also thought, what can I create, or what product that Samoa has that has the potential to be enjoyed by people from other backgrounds and other cultures, but also our own people who grew up overseas, who haven't been exposed to the Samoan lifestyle as much as I have. So the idea was cocoa. Cocoa is a universal product. It's a universal crop. You can find them everywhere around the world, South America, Africa. But Samoa's cocoa is unique. And the way that we produce cocoa is very unique. It's, I don't think anywhere else in the world does it the way that we do it. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? How can I enhance the flavor of our cocoa? But also, how can I innovate it in a way that other people from other cultures can actually enjoy? One thing I did think about was, what's the problem that I can solve with cocoa? And the problem was, one of the biggest problems was the time that it takes to make cocoa Samoa.
Ke me whai e le coco.
Ke me whai e le coco.
Ku'i le coco,
Yeah.
usi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ngā whai a kuka kone ulo. Ulo e luasfulu, kolusfulu ni ke whaavela ai.
Whaavela ai, ma whaapuna le ulo. Kui e le coco.
Yeah. Whaapera manatu. O le ala se mea te whai e whaavawe fu ingane. Whaavawe ngā ready-made coco e pāwhai whaakau whare olo. Ko kanga whaakau mai.
Nuinga we manatu fo le isisi au ala soani enhance ile coco.
Yeah.
Il product le Samoa, il coco Samoa.
Coco Samoa, yeah. Yeah. O kongonofa ma se tu lua I Brisbane ma.
Ya le tau fa tu ai. O la le se contribution na Cleo Andrea George o lo fa le tua ile tau amatanga ole concept ole idea le na lua maua si ai il coco le na ole poloka coco au si me la na fautuanga tulanga fa pena wai o tulanga fa business ya pe o le to lua tanga ta vane fa fonga le tunu e pe e fa moi e mai foi la na fautuanga
sa le o se to lua sa o mai feedback o se to lua de Samoa o
I understand she's South African.
She's South African, yeah. She's South African. So she loves cocoa. She loves cocoa Samoa, but she did say that a big problem is that she feels that maybe the flavors need to be enhanced a little bit more. Sometimes the cocoa is a little bit watery. So I used her almost like a guinea pig. We tried different flavors, she'll give me feedback on what we should add. Maybe we should add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, certain ingredients. But not only that, she's been heavily involved in the development of our business, but not only our business, but also building relationships with our Samoan businesses in Brisbane that we currently work with. Yeah.
So currently you're selling that product to the world.
Yes. Yeah.
How are you doing that?
So we have an online store. So we have a website, falecoco.com.
Falecoco.com.
Yes. Yeah. So you can order it anywhere in the world at the moment. So we have customers from America, UK, Europe, but also a lot in New Zealand and Australia as well.
Say there are two separate products here. It's the actual o le poloka coco, o le coco. Ai sei la le powder. Sei fam tala tu langal na.
My main product o le powder.
Powder, instant powder.
Yeah, instant powder.
Kai pe ale instant o le Milo never.
Pe al coco palangi de.
Coco palangi.
Pe fa le Milo. O le formula le o ma fai o le powder Samoa. Coco Samoa e retain ale flavor coco Samoa e ingoa ia o le coco ala e kasi. Yeah.
Ai ese ai le whaatawina o le poloka koko ia?
Ia, maho whai ako poloka koko, ia.
Well, it's an online
shop. Online store, yeah.
Well, if you travel the world, Central America, USA, South Africa, New Zealand, were you searching for something special?
I think I think I've always been someone who's been an adventurer. I wanted to see the world, especially growing up in Samoa. Like Titi Samoa, wala fwinei matamata ia tati whana me of pena. Ia wha pia o whiaru vai la tunu. O la Korea Australia o mau an opportunity aru. Ia ai matamata ia tunu I whafo, maisi tunu. But I think I was more trying to experience other cultures. Pule Ese o culture I tangata ma tātou tunu.
I think that travel pola o Malanga na isi tunu o le fōringa mai o Africa o Central America, which is foi koko ina. Guatemala le tau mai o El Salvador. Ia sau I Asia, ia whapena fo Africa fo ia. Te loe tele se sila fia le lei na mau mai ai ia oe fo ngale leu so soani ati le whaingole. Le whamautuina ma le si inga o le koko I lunga I lisi level, enhancing o le product a Samoa.
The biggest difference is just the way the cocoa is produced and the way that we process our cocoa compared to other parts of the world. I think it's heavily commercialized in other countries, where Samoa is very much rooted in culture. And tradition, and that's something I appreciated even more when I've seen other cultures and other people and how they produce cocoa. So that's really what pushed me over the line to start the business.
I think you're quite right in terms of the uniqueness of Coco Samoa. I think it's that respect within our families how to produce it. I think that's where I can hear from you. Is that respect of how to produce?
Definitely.
In order for our people. Yeah,
it's very raw the way that we produce cocoa. It's very rooted in family values. So it's not heavily commercialized as other cultures produce cocoa. Everything that we do in Samoa is it's very centered around culture. There's a lot of ceremonies that are involved in what we do, and I think that transfers over to other products that we produce, including cocoa.
Jesse James, Jonathan Mati, o le tātou malo whaalungia le talanoanga le nefia, fi le tātou proklame Ole Malaga. Talanoinga, o le pisinisi o le whale koko. Ia isi vaenga wala whatinoina masiona whaletua a ono nofo mau mawai I Brisbane, Australia. Ia ma whatino ele whatawina I le tulanga ina ia si atu I lunga I lisi vaenga o le instant powder, o le koko. Ai ese mai ele whatawina o le poloka koko pe ona masani ele tātou tunu. A mai el malong pupu, whaau tātou talanoanga ma le tātou malo.
Ua iai lava suinga le siiti o tō mai ma le poto sa lau tōno a o aonga. Ua aloa ia mata upo ma le a o ino tō mai ese. Ina ia whaingo fir sa ilingo ngā luenga I Samoa mātunu I whafo. Sa whaawai ina pūlengo whailonga mtu spasta o lo Samoa luafma lima. E malu pui aina I tūranga uma. O lo whaawa upea le ngā lue whaawā lua le pūlenga ma o ngā whaawa uma. O lo tutonu Samoa. Mātou te una ia re whaalau ilo ino tō mai ma ngā waa wāloa ia ina. E ala ila tō mata upu ma matata ese o loa o ina. E au fia I mata upu wha university. A o ngā whawhaiwhi au ma o ngā tuspa ia. Tō mai whapitoa ma matata ese whapea apprentice ma o ngā pupu. Mātou te ngā lue pia a wāse lumana I manuia o along whāna o shio tata o tunu.
Toi whātalo whātu sā moa I lau tāpo inga, ia malau mai moa le nei tū la whiawhi. Welcome back to our program, another episode of Ole Malaga. O le talanoanga o loo whātino nei, ma Jesse, James, Jonathan Mati. O se tama whānau sā moa, tōl sutas tau sanga o le soifua. Lo lala I Brisbane, Australia, ma siona ainga, ia a o loo pi mai pēr o na loto I sā moa nei. O na soifua I sā moa nei. E ui lava sā whanau I Australia. Ai o le tele lona o langa sā ola I sā moa nei. What's in our Samoan koko that triggers you and your wife to do more research in order to enhance the koko Samoa to the next level?
Well, we did quite a bit of research actually about the koko bean in Samoa, and what we found is that koko Samoa, with the way the volcanic soil is here, it brings out the best cocoa bean that you can actually find around the world, and it's found actually here. The majority of cocoa bean in Samoa is the best cocoa bean that you can use to produce different things, especially chocolate as well. So thinking about that, I thought I'd take advantage of the opportunity to create our own version of cocoa Samoa.
So that's why turning cocoa Samoa into instant powder cocoa.
Yeah.
It's an enhancing cocoa, and also at the same time, it's something that we never believe that it can be in that sort of a product, apart from us knowledge. Whaavela le cocoa, palu le cocoa, inu le cocoa. A le lau tu tono le pauta. Uma whai pēna I sā noe lamtanga. Uma whai na tā mawhai isi tanga tau isi atunu. Le tā ua I al tūlanga na.
Ai, sa onlei. O le koko o Samoa e ese I langa taste ma langa flavor e si koko mo I atunu.
Look, your entrepreneurial journey began in 2022, steadily building business that align with your values and growth. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So that's actually a big part of our business journey is I think what we need to do as people who are overseas, who have been given the opportunities by our parents to go abroad and study and make something of ourselves, is that we owe it to our community back in Samoa to come back and give back in some way, where it be not just financially but more opportunities for our people, especially our farmers, because I'm a farmer. So I wanted to do something where I can give back opportunity rather than handout. So I wanted to create an opportunity where I can directly trade with our local farmers here.
Yeah.
So
Have you spoken to anyone in Samoa apart from the people selling cocoa in the market team to lang whapena about the concept?
Ne ai.
Okay.
Ne ai. So te minei o reo mai au, o makeki. Whātau ai i koko. O talango I kangaka lei. Whakaula koko I le awala ma makeki.
Nala le whātau o tuina awatulola ia awe o le liule o luanga le powder.
Yeah. E whaare sisi aina rei o I whale asi ulinga kalango mei online. Yeah. Le si Singapore e kau le consistent isi gaming e arua uma koko.
Okay.
Yeah.
The supply.
Supply, yeah.
O ye se manatu talanoa ina ia whaamautuni suppliers ina I Samoa ina ia fo ia tu langa le Samoa e le consistent le watuina o koko.
Yeah. Ole that's our biggest challenge at the moment, ole consistency. O e arua uma koko le lava koko nge ia inga. Yeah, ole la su ese supplier consistent for inga le. Maua mea koko pea mga umia mai ia mako I Australia.
O koko lai te lua mai whatau atu ka ese umatau. E sil tau e koko whatau la wala. O le market e foi koko e foi nai o tatu ainga foi le ua ma whaina pela la inga nai whalasi ua. Ne yong whaina whai tau whainga whapaanga whapisinisi whonga le ina iam whiona mo fo le tau le lei ina ia watu ele koko ina iam whiona mo le tau le whatau wai lungo le online.
Yeah. Gusa o le negotiation o partner o business ai a fo i me mana o ai tawana fai se contract whanga le benefit ai tangata uma. Me se tātou tangata le whaatau mei ia koko.
Ia ma le foi malanga le o Australia a le umauti noa wa ia suppliers ma tangata e watu ai ia wana i motu wa tā ua i tūlanga na a wana i motu o te ufa pe awa pe le mwhana supplier tua ole atu nu ole matua i tele o tonga koko.
Ia on meanga o whawhawa e kim ngā amakai.
Ia
e wha pe o Samoa pa ke le o koko ke le koko le mau i but that's a challenge that we have come across that I'm trying to solve right now is volume, supply. So we don't run out in Australia because we've run out a few times in Australia, and some of our clients have had to wait a couple of weeks. Some of them have waited 2 months even for us to resupply more cocoa. So yeah, that's a challenge that we're trying to solve, and hopefully we can fix it soon.
What are other current projects you are looking into? Business projects coming up?
Yep. So one that we're currently working on, which is actually the reason why I'm back in Samoa right now, is creating a new accommodation experience for our tourism industry. Yeah. So luxury glamping is the word for it. Geodomes.
Geodomes.
Yes.
So can you elaborate more on that?
So the idea actually came. My wife and I traveled to Japan a few years ago, and we stayed at a geodome. And when I saw it, it reminded me of a whaleo. It looked so much like a whaleo. Yeah, tele.
I thought tele tanga te whainau whetun.
Tua tele. E o whiale a inga toa pea. Yeah. O mawhawhau. E ka kau ku whare rei Samoa. E pei o se whaleo e maangai a whainga le vai. Koe blend in i le nature. So le IKEA e ese mai mo resorts mo mea whapenga. Mea whai whaakunu ngō maunga mea kisau mai ai.
Tapatapau. O whelai wa sisila iai whaele le atina ele.
Ia lo o mako closinga le lau tio i Laloanea. Laloanea.
Attached tele o anga i no whanga ia walena i soifu mai o la il farming area, farming lands.
Leta tainu nalo ia. Ola o dream anga ke mga waru i Australia. O toi fōi mai ai Samoa, o toi fōi mea e le tau Samoa, toi fōi mai Tapatapau. I always wanted to come back to Tapatapau. It's something that I hold very close to my heart.
Tapatapau la, na e loai, tau le koko, whaala le koko, tui le koko, mainu le koko. A le la wo i Laloanea. O la lan wha mo i Laloanea mo le tio dom, o le tio doms le la.
Yeah. So I want to create an opportunity for the local community in Tapatapau, create some employment opportunities for our people in our village, and also bring tourism. And I want to show them how beautiful it is over there. It's a beautiful part of Samoa that doesn't get visited as much, I've noticed growing up.
Not just the beach.
Not just the beach. There's more to Samoa than just the beach. We have beautiful mountains, we have beautiful rivers, beautiful plantations. Environments, yes.
When is that project coming to fruition?
I'm hoping to start building in November.
Yeah.
And depending on the logistics of getting the domes over, and also how long it's going to take for us to build the foundations here in Samoa. But we've given it a very optimistic time frame of 3 months from November.
Is it one of those ready-made places that is put together in Australia?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Foundations.
Foundations tulanga.
Whaavai decking.
No inga tai pe ni la fo ia B&Bs,
Yes.
Pe tau fo linga whapena.
Bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. A le nganga tonu ai na ia mwhai o na plant whatasi ma le siusi o manga o tātou o tonga wao, ia ma whatoanga, Ia malevanga na siasa va sa le se sa no tulanga na. Va siasa va I to tele palangi le tangata fa I le va matu o Samoa.
Yeah. Ole good example o le Lake Longato.
Yeah.
Te rope o Lake Longato o va o le aru yo e ta o me ai me so o. I aru nge o matango feel vai. Manga yo Lake Longato o no maunga. But I think the biggest problem is most of our accommodations, our bed and breakfasts are too centered around the coastal areas.
Coastal area.
So there's not many opportunities for people to go and stay in the mountains if they wanted to.
Le wa tala no mai nei e leglan to. Ngata la o tala no e leglan to te me wa. La lo to te foi pa il tatu tu no ele yo ele lanto ele le vai tu lo to le lanto le wa e silfia. No inga lisi na va ngo lau sila ma mau foi le geodomes. Ina ia lata tu foi lisi foi va nga le lisi ma ta nga le tatu. Ai se tala no ina.
Ioi. E mawai ia goldfish. Ai rongo no ngi tangata e mawai goldfishing e sa mo e maua. Mawai Lake Longato te le fo ia. I think the biggest rumor that went around when I was growing up is that the scientists couldn't measure how deep Lake Longato is. I don't know how true that is, but that just shows that we don't know much about Lake Longato as a community, as a country.
Our own lake, Longato.
Our own lake, yes. Yeah. But I think it's something that there's a big opportunity for our tourism industry to explore our mountains a little bit more.
Say with the creation of these geodomes, Taptapao, La Lonea, Lake Longato. Say there's quite a lot for the tourists to venture into that part of Upolu and our country.
But also, I want to create something where they can actually experience Samoa, real Samoa, farm life Samoa. My family still farms in Tapatapau, so it will be a good opportunity for... Lai farm I Tapatapau.
Lai longa I utulanga vai Tapatapau.
Lai ai ala au lenga moe yasula ukila koe moe.
Ole ma foi melta tau malo longa fa ultu nonga fai u ma Jesse James Jonathan Mati e ati nae o lo onga due nei e se mai le fale koko ia o ia masiona faltua ia Cleo Andrew George ia mai se ai la nisi vanga folia o vanga nei ia e tau vai ia pa yo tatu tunu o lo ai tau malele mai tunu I fafo ia o alo ma fa na ni fa au nga tupulanga le o ia to nga silfia o to mai o le nga va me feo na faul fale mai ni fa nga fo ma di pisi ni si fo e se a na fatinoina I tono tatu tunu ale nga tele me feo na fa la talata mai ai ia ma fa to sina mai ai ia isi tangata isi tunu e mai moa ia ma fa ta wa ina tatu tunu ia ma sil tama ai nga ina ia feo na ola ma wa lunga pea mo sa mo tangata tatu te tal no pe mai al malolong.
E tāua le tāpena ma sauni teimi o mala whaala nā tura I teimi uma. O ta iala mo le mautinoa o le mala puipuia ma le saunga le mua tau mawhai teimi uma. Vaenga mua mua, E tāua le fufulu ma Māori mo te ngata o loo te penaina tā mafa. Fufulu ma Māori ma pe au maona whaongaina le whale le tāua. Ia ma saunga le muno fuanga. Ma mea whaitino o loo whaonga e ngā sese tau mafa pe o naifi. Lau papatipi mea ai ma apa o loo tewi nei tā mafa. Ia mauti noa le monu pui pui o mea tau mafa mai ni seti whaalafua e pei o lango. Monga mai si e whiawea ia si a mai a fia ili soifua maloloina. Vaenga lua. Ia whaamvena le tau mafa e pei o ano manufasi. Ma tau mafa e maua mai le sami maisi. Whapuna le tau mafa e pei o supo maisi. Ia siri atu le fitsa furu te kiri le vevela. Whaongare fua vevela pe a whai o iai. Ia whaamvena le tau mafa vela ia mauti noa. Ua pepe umasi a mai a fia ili soifua maloloina. Vaenga tolu. E le fautuaina le toe teu tau mafa o mona whaavela i sino fuanga vevela i tutonu o le lua i tu la pesi atu. Ia teu tau mafa o mona whaavela i le pusaisa. Whaavela le tau mafa o mona whaavela au le i laulawina mo tau mawhitanga. Aua le tua tau mafa i se taimi umi i le pusaisa. Ia vaveona whaonga mea tu aisa. Vaenga wha. Whaonga vai whaapuna masua vai whaamamai ngā sese tau mafa. Fufulu mama fuala au tau mawhamata ma fuala waina whaisua mo ngā senga. Aua le whaonga ina tau mafa o umale aso e mutaile au ngā. Moni si whamtalanga whapso taile matanga luenga le soifua maloloina le telefoni ono walu tasi o.
Toi whātalo whātu sā mo I lau tāpoinga, welcome back to our Ole Malaga. Whena vinatu ona o le hangalelei mai o nai company nei e pei o le Taufusi Plaza, e o lo e tonu latu Taufusi Supermarket, Park and Wholesale, le clothing, e le ngata fo I lea o le Taufusi Hotels, o le Taufusi Oriental Restaurant. E le ngata lea o le Eveni, e Mola E, e le ngata I tangata taluvo, tangata matua, o li matamaitai, mo oe male ainga. Company America Samoa o le Ford Samoa Motors, Tafuna Industrial Park in American Samoa, the #1 Ford distributor or agent in the whole Pacific region. O le tātou malo, ia o le Chesi, Mati, ia ua whatasi mai e whai uli tātou talanonga. Your vision and mission statement for all this. What's your vision for all this in Samoa?
My vision is to empower our people. And my vision is to promote our people, promote our culture, not only to foreigners, but also to our own people who are growing up overseas, who have grown distance away from their culture. I've seen it firsthand, so I really want to empower our country and our people, and show that there's potential in Samoa for business opportunities. You can come and build something here for yourselves.
Since your passion and your heart is with our small island Samoa, it's about the creation that you and your wife are working in Australia and manage everything from Australia so far. It's the giving our people employment opportunities. Would you say something around that respect?
Yes, that's the heart of what we do, and that's the most important thing to us, is to give back to our people via employment opportunities. Not only our people here, but our people in Samoa too, because they also have their own struggles in those countries as well, running their own businesses, Samoan-based businesses in Australia. So it's a good feeling to be able to give the opportunity, especially around employment.
And also with your family, your parents' migration, when they leave these shores way back in the 80s and 90s, and now, you know, you're bringing something back after so many years to our country. So that migration really contributed a lot in terms of your making, your growing up. You're born there, and then you were brought back here as a baby, and then you still have that within you. Now you're bringing your family and your wife here to look at ways of how to enhance things in our country. Has that the vision and the passionate about Samoa as a small island nation?
I say this so often, but I love Samoa. I'm a proud Samoan. I represent Samoa. I try to, at least as much as I can, no matter where I go in the world. So no matter where I go, something always pulls me back to my Samoa. And it's a really good feeling to now have something that we now to have roots in Samoa for my young family to come back to feel more connected to our culture and our people.
E wai e al tala fo ile Jesse e nau o whai malanga o tātu tangata i le vai tau lea te siwa tō sifulu, wha sifulu, lima sifulu, sifulu, 70s a e o atu e leini tupe. Nā o latua o le Samoa o ana tū ma anga i whanua o la nganga nuu o le tātou ngangana ma le tātou lotu. A whātus tūsala al te leo isi tunu e o mai New Zealand ma Australia. E o mai la e lātou tupe, au tātou atu e sue mai tātou tupe. O se stasi nā waenga na e mai tawina e lo wola e masoi wa ai o mātua i te mina malanga atua i Australia, ma New Zealand, ma no nofo ai, ma tina ai.
Ia o le motivation anga sai o mawhauwhau. Le tina aina nge o mātua, tu whainga ruenga i atunu, o e whaingata, e re whaingofie. Te vai ai usu tō yaso i kai au uma e
usu tai au ele iau. Ai foi mai upongsa.
O mea o wa ai ia. But I've been so grateful for the opportunity that they have provided and given. Sa whai mai lau anti ia o nei lewa tu whai mai. Ia vai ngau e sau a makau pizingi si au mātou le ni me maua. O whai atu la, you gave us the opportunity to be in other countries so we can actually come back. So you've done a lot. And I think a lot of our people have done that.
So your dedication to Samoa through your businesses and such, and what's your take on education? Is this part, because one of your strengths here, it says education sales and stuff.
Yes, yeah. I think education is very important, but it's also a very broad term. I like to think myself as a self-taught a lot. So I think I take a lot of values and a lot of things that I do know from a lot of books that I have read throughout my life. But academic education is also very important because it sets a foundation and a base for yourself to be able to run businesses. But more importantly, have the passion and the drive to teach yourself things that you don't know. There's a lot of tools out there available now, especially in our world, with the technology that's now available, especially with artificial intelligence that is now in the world at the moment.
I'm scared if that's the thing.
Yeah, it is scary, but if it's important to stay upskilled and stay relevant with the world and use those tools that is available already to help push us forward.
Maua matatu e ile tala lisi professor i Aukilani o onga mesia onga le secondary level, secondary schools, high schools a kolisi ma o onga le fa pena le taili ina o le poto salalau ma le tomai ma le atama a o le tapena ina o le tangata mo le soifuanga ile o langa ele na tonu le poto aonga a fafo le poto aonga pe fa fena e ola ma mai tau pe fa ile lawa e sa no tonu ia le tulanga fo ile o le whatinonga o le pisinisi. A le whato atols full tasi o tausanga o lau soifua. O le tūlanga i mo me o tech sales. O la tonu le vaenga o le technical, ia po le technology, sales i ete sao no ia.
So I work for a big part of my professional career in IT, tech sales, in IT education-based company. So what they do is they do a lot with CRM, so client management systems. Yeah, more software sales. Yeah, manage your clients' information. Yeah, that's the side of tech that I work in sales.
Also, you have also good knowledge and understanding about real estate.
I did dabble in real estate as well. I worked as a real estate agent in Australia for for a good part of a year. But not only that, I also have properties in Australia as well that I manage myself, and I currently working on a B&B in Australia at the moment also. So I'm also developing as well in Australia.
How much contribution your wife put into all this mix of different things?
I would say I'm about 20%, she's 80%. A big contribution. Without my wife, we wouldn't be where we are. She has helped a lot. She's a big part of our businesses, and we work really well as a team. So she is a big part of what we do.
She has learned the Samoan culture, traditional values and stuff. Have you learned the South African way of doing things in terms of their culture and their norms?
Probably not as much as I should have, but she's definitely embraced Samoan culture, that's for sure. But yes, definitely. I've tried to. I did visit her country, and I did see her people and her family, and I love their food. That's probably the biggest thing that I have learned.
If you have a message to our young people or young couples at that age group, like the late 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the early 50s, young couples, what is that message?
I think the biggest message and the biggest life lesson that I've learned as a Samoan growing up overseas is, it sounds very harsh, but teach yourself skills. If there's tools out there for you to use that you can utilize to create your own opportunities. There's a saying in Stoicism philosophy that says, nobody is going to come and save you, you have to save yourself. Nothing easy is nothing is worth achieving that is easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And work hard. And the harder you work, the luckier you get.
You were brought back here at 4 months old and then went back to Australia at 14, 15.
Yeah.
What is the message for the young ones who are now making the journey to New Zealand and Australia with their parents and their families?
I want to ngalo values my Samoa. Samoa is very unique when it comes to our values and our culture. And the way that we we are raised in Samoa is very different from overseas. So when you do go overseas, do not forget your roots, do not forget your values, do not forget what your parents taught you, and do not forget God. Always hold that true to your heart. It's very easy to get sidetracked overseas when you go. So as long as you have faith, but as long as you also remember your values and your traditional upbringing, you'll be okay. The biggest thing for me is those things are earned. I want to contribute as much as I can to my community, and then I will feel I have earned the
Your final word. What's the final word to our audience? Not just here, but also all over the place where people can watch you.
Whaftai tele lava whata, whatever noa tu mai te sawe nei share a story. I'm very grateful. My message is thank you to Samoa for giving me the opportunity, for raising me, for teaching me and giving me my values. Whaftai tele lava mo siop ainga, mo siop tina o Tamara. My uncle, aunties, mili madui. Whaftai fōi mai o kāsengi, ai mai se o tinama tamama tua lau o pass gaming more for instilling values in me, and thank you Samoa, I love you.
Remarkable journey by Jesse James Jonathan Mati. Was born in Sydney, Australia, was brought back here at 4 months old. At 15 he went back to New Zealand, to Australia. Now he's back again with his good lady, his wife, and the whole family to look into how to assist Samoa economically. More than I lumol tatu tunu. Ole to tele alom whanau, ai mes fo ia inga ua o lo whaipel whai ngā malanga ma malanga atu i tua Samoa. Ole tau tinonga Jesse i le nei tula, ina ia wane ngalo, ia lea tunu, ia wha ngā tonu awanoa, ma wana awanoa to sa ili mai ai, ina ia toi foi mai, e toi moli mai se whamanuanga mō Samoa, maona tangata, ne ia mauas te mau ainga le lei, e le ngata i lea o se atu nuu manuia ia mō le anga i luma o le tātou tunu. Ia o le tātou talanoanga le nei tūla Samoa, toi whawhtaia le ala ata nei o le NUS TV malana pulenga, ona o le awa noa un whai ona whaatino le nei whamoe moe, e le ngata i lea o tātou paanga po sponsors, ia e pei o le Taufusi Plaza, ia o loo i Eitutonu, o le Taufusi Supermarket, o Taufusi Hotel, o le Taufusi Restaurant, ia o le itua Lava Lava, o le Park and Wholesale, o le olosi ato le pito itua. Ia le ngata i leo e veni, since 19, a pioneer of immersion since 1929. E veni i ana ofu, o la ei, of tino, la i o tomaitai matina, ma whanau teine, maua uma ia e veni. Le ngata i lea, ia o le tātou kompania America Samoa, o le Ford, Samoa Motors, Industrial Park i Tafuna, America Samoa, mō lauta vale o le Ford 150. Ia manu e tele Samoa, tātou atunuu e le nei fwoi vai tau, ia maise le tātou whainga malo fōu, ia ua angai mai mō le tautuaina o le tātou atunuu, soi fua o Maulolo Fata, Wellington e Manifa.